Hello again, everyone. This is Game Collector here, and it's been a very long time since I've actually recorded anything. There are a few factors going into that. Well, my setup for one. I haven't really gotten anything new or good enough to put on the show. This is going to be episode 195, so like 5 episodes away from 200, and I don't have anything special planned. I've been trying to get something special. It's been taking a while. I apologize for that. But this is probably going to be my first video up for a while. I still do co-hosting with Man in the Black Hat, so check out his channel and Gamers Embassy for that stuff. I'll be sure to put in links for that. Otherwise, you can watch this on Gamers Embassy as well, other than my standard YouTube channel. So, with that out of the way, here he is, Generations Bumblebee. I've actually been looking forward to this toy for a long time, and he comes with the Spotlight Bumblebee book, which the cover is actually it's a cropped version of the retailer exclusive incentive cover by Clayton Crane. So there's that. Put that off to the side now, and going to bring up his box. I actually typed out his stats earlier, so I won't have to look at that. Whoops, hold on. There we go. Yeah, that stat bar is like hard as hell for me to read because I have to measure it along, and that can take some time. So I started figuring, hey, why not just type them out early before the episode and then read them off from there. So his strength 6, intelligence 8, speed 8, endurance 7. Rank 7, Courage 10, Fire Blast, Firepower 6, and Skill 6. Oh, right, in his bio. It's been a while, so pardon me for being all, whoops. Better pull back the camera. Yeah, part of it is scratched off. That actually happened when I was trying to open it because this box had Hasbro's obsession with tape all over it. Feel free to pause here if you're not already done reading it, but whatever. And finally, we can move on to the toy itself. And mine, albeit a bit loose in some places, is actually really good considering where did the other one go? Oh, there he is. Hold on just one brief moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, this was the last good Bumblebee we got, but unless you count a couple of the early movie toys, such as the Camaro Bumblebee from the first movie, or the, what was that? The one in between the second and third movie that wasn't crap. It was kind of crap, but not really crap. It was really movie accurate and all that, but was like a pain to transform. But anyway, for comparison, sorry that took a bit of time, the stumpy little Bumblebee from Transformers Classics. Yeah, his rub sign peeled off. Oh well. But here he is, the new one. And he even has some light piping. Oh. That doesn't really work any better, does it? Oh well. But yeah, he has a shoulder joint and 2 shoulder swivels, but that's mostly due in part to transformation. A elbow swivel or bicep swivel, I suppose. Ball jointed knee hinge. I suppose it's a hinge. No, that's not a hinge. Swivel at the thigh. 2 knees again. Well, 1 knee, but another joint for the flap there, and a double ball jointed foot. But again, that's due in part to transformation. And a swivel waist that's extremely loose, terrifyingly loose, and a swivel head that can, obviously go 365 degrees, or 360 degrees, derp. And he comes with this magnificent looking gun that looks like it was pulled straight from War for Cybertron or Fall of Cybertron, which can actually split into 2 things, which they don't really fit too well on mine. This might be a whole varies thing, but you can plug them in under his arms and simulate the whole Transformers animated Bumblebee with the stingers. And again, this one doesn't. The left arm doesn't like to hold things in place. He can hold things with his hand in his left arm, but the underside doesn't work very well. So you can actually have him holding his big gun in his hand, like I had shown at the opening of the video, or you can plug it in like so and have it hang off of the bottom of his arm. He doesn't really have anywhere to store his weapon. I suppose you can put it on his leg, but it looks oddly out of place if you try to store it there. So for now, I'm just going to split the weapon in half, because it's going to be used again when we put him in vehicle mode, which I haven't transformed him into for a long while. Oy. Let's see. Pull that up, and this his chest section, midsection. Yeah, it doesn't like to stay in place. Even if it's supposed to peg in, like right there. You can see the hole there. It's supposed to peg in there, but then you can tell this flap on the back is pushing way up, and I don't think it's supposed to do that. Yeah, right there. You can see how far it's pushed up. Yeah. Of course, that's what happens when you get stuff off of Amazon. Granted, he was brand new in box, so can't complain about that, because I did want to get this Bumblebee. I did want to get this Bumblebee mold. I mean, it's a hell of a lot than the one from the Michael Bay movies. But enough of me ragging on that. Let's, actually turn him into a sports car. Doors like so. And it does cheat a bit with the roof hanging on the back instead of actually the hood hanging off the back instead of the chest. Why did I say roof? Because I'm not thinking clearly, and this is my first video in a long time. Hi. So yeah, the hood cheats, and it's supposed to become the chest, but it doesn't actually. I'm okay with that though. Fold the arms in like so, and actually, I think I'm doing something out of order here. Yeah, it's best if you do the legs. The legs don't like to cooperate too much, and there is a bit of a gap even when you transform him properly. Well, you'll see it. Oh dear. That was close. Now, I'm either transforming him wrong, or there's something wrong with the mold when there's a big, obvious gap right there. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. That's as close together as he's going to get, so expect that problem if you get this one. I don't know if it was fixed on the Gold Fire mold, or Gold Bug mold, or whatever it's called, his recolored, remolded second release that makes him blue and gold. And there he is. And as for his weapon, or weapons, as the case might be, they can plug in to the sides of the sports car and look like that. And again, going to transform Classics B and do a side-by-side comparison, old versus new a little bit. I mean, I don't like the new one better than the old one, but I don't like the old one better than the new one either. I like them both. Because one is like, well, Classics Bumblebee, based off of his really, not exactly based, but close enough off of his original G1 self. And then you have the comic book, and then you have this one, which is based off of his modern comic book incarnation up until a certain point in the comics, which is kind of upsetting if you read the comics or know what I'm talking about. He does roll, but not very well. As you can tell, one wheel doesn't work with the rest of them. Yeah, something wrong. Now it spins, but just for some reason it doesn't want to turn while he's on. Yeah, something's keeping him from fully touching the ground or the table or whatever. So here's that. Then we will put his gun things off to the side to form Big Gun, and then transform him back into his robot mode and hopefully not break anything. Yeah, I think I did it out of order. I think I was supposed to do the arms first, then the legs. He's actually a lot easier to go from vehicle to robot than robot to vehicle, mostly because its parts folding out. So he's like robot origami. So I'm sure you can see it, but the yellow on his arms is a slightly greener shade than the rest of him. I don't know why, but I suppose it has to do with color blending or something, because it does show up on the inside of the hood. Because yeah, it's the black mingling with the yellow a little, and it's turning it green. Get the hood pulled back, and there's a little peg here that goes into the into his back. Doesn't always work. There it goes. And then push it down, and there we go. Bumblebee. And this is just the Spotlight comic. As I said, the cover is actually a cropped version of the retailer's incentive version. I read through it. I'm not going to show it right now, but I enjoyed it a bit. One thing that happens in the comic is he fights with the Stunticons, and the fight in this is actually a plot point for Combiner Wars, and it's why Wild Rider isn't part of the Stunticons anymore. Yeah, Bumblebee kicked his ass and he got upset, so he quit. And there's a fly in here, so I'm going to wrap this up. And this is Game Collector, and I hope you tune in again next time. Later.